Hello, friends. Hello. Hey, Barbara. Hello, hello, hello. Just sharing this with a few friends, and then we will get started with month 6. Hey, Courtney. What am I rolling over? I'm getting into something. Hey there. So, we are going to get started with, hi Beth. We're going to get started with month 6 of our Legit Kit block of the month. This one is Ma Daughter. So we're going to get started with this. This one is going to be relatively easy because there are no subunits on this month's pictures, or this month's blocks. So we got this, and this, and this, and that. And that is the entirety. Thank you for the rose. So we're going to get started on this. When we're all done, it's going to look like this. And when I am all done, I will be posting this over on the YouTube. Alright. So we're going to start. This is our, probably the most, this is the most complex one. We're going to start out with the, 2 of them have 5 pieces each. So we're going to start out with CY and RA. Grab these. There's cyan and grasshopper. Beth, we are going to get you sewing whenever you are ready. You let me know. And you can come over here and use my area. Ooh, I didn't even realize this fabric. Isn't that cool? I grabbed this fabric to use this part up here. Isn't that cool? That is the coolest fabric. I didn't even appreciate that when I picked it out. I'm going to save that part to use in something. That's neat. All right. So I'm going to grab a piece big enough for that. I'm going to kind of eyeball this here. I'm going to go from there. Oh, wait, I don't even need that much. From there to the corner. Just cut through both sides, didn't I? That's all right. And I'm going to go as deep as the pivot on my scissors, so a little bit deeper. And that is how I eyeball the fabric I'm going to cut for a piece. Back in this little bag. Welcome in, friends. Welcome, welcome. We are working on month 6 of our block of the month for Legit Kits. It's going to look like this when we're done today. Find a good spot where I can hide this. Right there. And when we are all done with the whole thing, it is going to look like this. We are working on this corner, this corner right up here today. These blues and greens. Alright. Now I've got my iron on. I'm going to press this to get rid of those big creases. Does look like the bottom of the sea. Okay, And then we need RA. This one here. Welcome, friends. All right, so I am going to cut this angle. Yeah, that was almost lovely. Excuse me. My goodness. All right. So piece number 1 is going to go right there. Piece number 2, right there. Yeah, there. Throw a pin in that just to keep it from dancing away. And I'm gonna, oh, that's worse. I'm gonna reduce my stitch length down to 2.0. And there is our first piece. Let me go press this real quick. There we are. Now, we're going to trim this on that stitch line. I put some dark blue thread in here because everything I'm doing here is either darkish blue or green. So I wanted it to not stick out. Didn't have to do that, but I had white thread in my machine and I definitely didn't want white. We got that trimmed, and now we need a piece of kiwi. Kiwi. And a little piece here. Let's snip it off from this. Yes, no cutting myself, just cutting fabric. Absolutely. I will remember that, Mom. Welcome in, friends. Everybody, welcome, welcome. If you didn't catch the beginning, I will be posting the replay of this over on the YouTube. So, if you have any questions as I go along, feel free to ask. Just going to throw a quick pin in there just to hold it in place while I bring it over to the machine. Stitch this down. Welcome, friends. Welcome, welcome. All right. And that's going to get pressed up there. Let me press this. I'll be right back. I should have brought my ironing board over, but I was too lazy. Didn't take the time to do that. Hummingbird, welcome in. Welcome, friends. All right. This will be our next sewing line. So we're just gonna fold over. I'm gonna use my bigger. Add a quarter since I have it. Get rid of those scraps. And now we're going to find UG. That's this one here. If you get the kit from Legit Kits, it will come with Kona cottons. And I made it with Kona cottons to start with. The original one I did was with Konas. And this one I am doing with batiks. Alright, so I'm going to cut this one generously. I gotta cover a good chunk of this, so I want to make sure I'm getting all the way down here. I'm going to whack this off over here. And then I will cut the angles, or the bottom angle anyways. A bit more like that. Yeah. So there I'm paralleling that angle. I'm going to try really hard to pull this out. Hey, Bear! And pull this there. Bear, didn't I just see you on your own? No, I was watching your video where you were talking with Erica about her Halloween versus Christmas stuff. Yes, that's what I was watching. I wasn't alive. How are you tonight? Beckaroo, welcome in. All right, so this is going to go here. I'm going to fold this over. I'm going to throw just a couple pins in here. I am doing well. It is Friday. And then we'll sew this. Long seam. Oh no! Sorry that it's been a rough week for you, Beck. Alright, now I'm going to fold this over, make sure that we've got everything covered. A little tight here, but I think, yeah. Now I'm going to go just press this. Because if I didn't press this, we've got a little poof here. We've got an angle here. If I didn't press this, if I didn't flatten this out, then when I go to put this piece on over here, now this is going to be all bunched up and it's never going to lay right. So pressing is very, very important. Very, very important. There we go, nice and flat now. Now I'm going to flip this over. Flatten my... You know what? If that was true, I've got so much poof I would love to just press it out and flatten up. It would be glorious. Now this is a big enough piece. I'm going to put this back in here because this may be very usable on at another time. Hey Gina! Alright, and then we're going to come up with QC here. So this is another fabric I really, really like. It's dolphins or fishies. Isn't that cute? Love it. Mr. Gurr, welcome in. All right. So here, I want that corner. I want that angle. A little generous there, and then I'm going to pull this out. It's like that old tablecloth. Pulling the tablecloth out. to finally put in a new blade. It is amazing. Whoosh. No effort. Why do we wait so long to change the blades out? Are they that expensive? They're not. I mean, they're not cheap, but slice, slice. It doesn't want to cut through. Yeah. All right. So this piece here is going to go here. We're going to fold it over. Hold it down with a couple pins. I don't do this when I'm doing foundation paper piecing and it's teeny tiny. Yeah, it just accumulates. It's like the scale. It just, you know, a pound and a pound and a pound and a pound, and suddenly you're 50 pounds overweight. With the blade, it's like it's a little dull. It's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. Oh, it's a pain in the ass now. Now it's good. All right. You need to practice? Absolutely. This is a great project. Legit is going to be doing another block of the month. I think the goal is to start in November, but it is not going to be super simple like this. It's going to be very, very, very cool. You're about to do a robin. Nice. All right. All right, that's got all its pieces on it. I was even thinking about this, didn't grab it. And then we're going to trim it up. This one's not too far off from the full size, and I just line up my quarter inch, because truly from this angle, you can't see if you're perfectly lined up. But I can tell with my quarter inch better. All right. Legit does sell a ruler that is exactly this size, though, if that interests you at all. Jack, I'm going to have to, I can't remember. What did you make for a block for him? I know I saw it, but I can't remember what it was. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so there is the first block that we're going to do today of this corner up here. All right, I'm going to set that over on my ironing board. And now this one here. Welcome in, friends. Bowling ball and pits. That's okay. I remember seeing that now. All right. So this one is only three pieces. It is QC. The big one is going to be the fishies, and then UG and AS. So QC is the first one. Figure it out. I'm just going to cut it from the other side, because this is about that big. I leave my papers on. I leave them on until they are fully captured all the way around, if that makes sense. If when I go to sew the subunits together, if now this unit here is completely surrounded all the way around by other seams, I'll take those papers out. I take the papers out of the seam lines as I sew the seams of the blocks together. I just cut that way, but I could have cut it this, oh well. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna need this piece here. Foundation paper piecing is not for being frugal with your fabric, right? Because the papers will cut, especially since foundation paper piecing, you almost by design have bias edges all the way around. Todd, I'll see you later. Inevitably you have bias edges all the way around. And so if you kind of hold everything together, then you're gonna not be upset with your bias edges quite as quickly. All right, is that quite big enough? Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. All right. So I can see through this. You may not be able to see, but I can see my stitch line there. So I'm just gonna give myself a little extra and go there. All right, so let's lay this there, and then there. A couple pins to hold it down. Welcome in, friends. Welcome, welcome. I am working on month 6 of the Legit Kit Vortex block of the month. If you missed the beginning of this, I will be reposting it over on the Tube of You once I get everything all put, once it's all ready here for downloading. Let me press this. And then we're going to fold over here. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. I will answer them. No question is too basic. All right, UG. Aha! And look at this one that we cut off, and I said we'll save that one. Look at what we saved it for this. It's a little extra big, but it's all right. The angle's perfect because it's a continuation from where it was before. Former Vegas bartender, welcome. Welcome to my quilty side. You usually see my boozy side. I am working on a little sew-along tutorial on how to do this. All right. So there we go. And we'll press this and trim it down, and we'll have 2 blocks done. Welcome in, friends. Welcome, welcome. Sit and hang out with us for a while. Yes, you need to look into the Legit Kits. Absolutely. They were having a sale. If you follow them on other social medias, you may have seen the vehicle that they were using to get back and forth to shows had a little mechanical failure and went up in flames. So they had a Beast Memorial sale. I don't know if it's still going on or not. Okay, so these two are going to go right next to each other. Yeah. It was pretty spectacular. When we're done here, go check out on their IG. There's a Facebook group. The Facebook, I'm not sure if the fully public one had that video on it or not. I don't know. I'm on so many ones, I don't know which one, where, what, how. But yeah, go check them out. It's pretty. Yeah, and you know what? Things could have been a hell of a lot worse. Nobody was hurt. Minimal product was lost, surprisingly. And we're gonna go back to this cool fabric to get a piece for here. Just like slices out of that. Okay. All right. Is that big enough? Let me press it. I think I got it big enough. But what I was seeing, I made a couple big slices into that without realizing it. I think I'm okay. I think I can trim this. Get rid of these slices. Alright. Nope, that's this one. That's the right one, Amy. Go. It's all right, Gina. Okay, let's see. There's my... Sometimes, depending on the lighting in the room and... Making sure that's up all the way. Sometimes I can see that... See through the fabric better than other times. Pull this out of here. We all knew what you meant. Alright, so that's going to go there. So that's I'm going to set that aside there. Now I'm going to cut this piece. This one I definitely can't see through. This is a very thick fabric. In fact, I don't think it really is batik, even though I'm using it like a batik. There we go. There it is. And I'm okay with wasting, so I'm going to cut this off like this. So that I have something manageable to mess with. Has anybody got any good plans for the weekend? All right, so let's see here. That is there. Easier. Go this way. And whoosh. Alrighty. So this one is going here. And this one is going there. Flippity floppity. Hippity hoppity. Pins to hold it still. Double check that we've got a big seam allowance, but that's okay. Gene Bean Designs, welcome in. Let me press this. And then we're going to cut this corner off. Everybody's so quiet tonight. How many quilters do we have in here? Throw me up a purple heart if you are a quilter. CV. Oh, I know which one is CV. CV, this one here. Valkyrie Gaming, welcome in. This one I have like, and you can really tell it in that lighting. There are some silver shimmery dots on there. Hey Gina. I'm not using that side. I am going to use this side of it. This is the fabric that I want to use out of it. So, we want to make sure that this is going to show. That angle is going to be just about right. I'm going to cut it much larger though, to compensate for the fact that seam allowances. That is what's good. Julie Doty, welcome in. Welcome, quilter. All right. So usually with foundation paper piecing, I try to stick to either solids or batik so I don't have to worry about... Yep, exactly. It's cool, but not for this project. So I don't usually have to worry about right sides together, but now I have to remember, okay, pretty sides together, even though it's not the pretty side. So the fancy side is going to get hidden on the back side of the quilt. But yeah, when I was trying to come up with 77 different colors, and trying to come up with as many as I could out of my stash, that one was the right color on the back side. You make quilts as well as embroidery work. Very cool. Awesome. Welcome in. All right, let me press this, and then we will have our third block done. Hill Girl. All right. Paul, if I don't already follow you, I will follow you when I get off of here and go back through my stuff. Your name doesn't sound familiar to me, but I will definitely catch you when I get, my phone is up out of reach right now. So trim that up. I may have sliced that one a little shy, but remember, how much you have in the seam allowance isn't super important. You just got to make sure everything's covered. So we're just going to make sure we stitch on that line. Good evening, Gail. Welcome in. I am working on month 6 of the Legit Kit block of the month. It'll look like this when we're done for this evening. It'll look like this when we're done at the end of the year. Alright, so there is that block. One more, and then we'll sew all 4 of these together, and then we will call it a night. Alright, so 5 fabrics here. We're going to start it with LX and CY. Here's this CY again, this one again. I know why I remember now where I got this one from. That's why I don't remember or didn't realize it was this cool. This was some lady moved here from out of state, Michigan maybe, somewhere north of here, Michigan, Wisconsin, and where she used to live, she had a fabric shop, quilt store, and she moved here to retire and was selling her stock out of her new garage. Really cool stuff. And so yeah, I picked this up. Where'd that tag go? It was 95 inches, so 2 5/8 yards I paid $14 for. I love finding deals like that. And that was a couple summers ago. Yeah, but if you weren't here when I opened this up, I was like, holy cow, isn't that the coolest fabric? It's got like an edge design to it. It's a batik. All the fabrics I'm using for this are batiks. But yeah, I totally... Because it was folded in the packet, and it was folded up like this. So that was all I was expecting it to be. Happy surprise! You've never worked with batiks? I love working with batiks for foundation paper piecing because you don't have to worry about right side and wrong side. Unless it's got silver sparkles on it. But yeah, it's the same, it's dyed all the way through. Alright, so now I need to cut this LX piece. Hi Barbara. Jean Simpson, welcome in. Alright. This one here. With this white box, I can sort of see through. Barbara, are you causing chaos? What are you doing? There you go, something like that. Always trim down, cut yourself a little generous. And when you're new to foundation paper piecing, cut it extra generous. Picking on the girls. Well, alright. So, we're going to lay that there. There's my sew line right there. And then this one is going to go like that. Couple pins to hold it still, because it sucks when you pull it off of the machine and you realize that one of them shifted or pulled it over. This one shifted a little bit, but not enough to worry about it. It's still caught. All right, and then I'm going to go press this. Piece 3 is going to be this piece up here. It's going to tear that seam line out a little bit. Cardstock, fold over, and trim. Add a quarter is awesome because it butts right up against there so it doesn't go sliding out of the way. And UG. We're going to find it in here somewhere. It couldn't have gone too far. There it is. This one right here. And let's see. We've got a little scrap in there, and that's going to work perfect. Do you press with your iron on low? No. Newsprint is not a big deal. Newsprint stays pretty flat. If it does start wrinkling up, then kind of press on the side. Be careful when you're pressing on the print though, because it can rub off onto your iron. I have in the past used like a tracing paper, like an almost vellum. That one you do have to lower the temperature on the iron because it will curl up. But newsprint, it's pretty good. If you printed this with a laser printer, the ink is more likely to transfer either onto your iron or onto the ironing board, onto your pressing surface. But inkjet printers are usually pretty stable. And Legit does print on inkjet printer for that reason. It'd be a whole lot more efficient to print it on laser, but because of the transfer thing, they do print it on inkjet. Alright, now we're going to put piece 4 on. So we're going to tear that paper back just a little bit. And this is newsprint, so it typically does tear fairly well. I just have bad angle on that one. Cardstock on the seam line so that you can fold over. Add a quarter, butts up next to it so that it doesn't run away. I've got 3 different sizes of add a quarter. I've got this little one that I use on small projects. I've got this one, and then I've got a monster that's about that wide. This is a 12-inch one. The other one is like 18 inches. I picked that one up at an estate sale somewhere. Probably, I would not have purchased that size most likely. This is very good for this type of project. These ones, when you get into the more complex ones, are very good. And then when you get super complex, you use and add an 1/8. That gives you tiny seam lines. All right, QC is this one right here. Oh, the fishies. Oh, almost big enough. If we didn't have to worry about seam lines, this would be big enough. I don't know all the things. I know a lot of the things, but there's something new to learn all the time. So this one is the right shape. It just needs to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to use that as kind of a template to cut one a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to kind of do this, giving myself a little extra. So close, yes. And I'm going to give myself a little extra here. Again, that damn new rotary blade. Why does it have to prove me wrong all the time? I was saying that thing sucked. That was just the blade needed replaced. And the best thing that I have found, the safest place I have found to put your used rotary blades, if you were on the live with me last weekend, you might have seen this. Mio. They have the bigger Mio jars, or Mio squeezers. I cut a slit in here. Pushed it down in there. Blade's in there. It's also in there. I took the little stopper thing out. Bent needles, broken needles, bent pins. All nice and safe. No one's going to get cut. All right. This is going to go on here. I have a bee in here with me, Joy. Hey bee, go fly away. Go find a new home. This isn't the best place for you. And that's my own fault because I left the back door open. But that's because I didn't want to have to run downstairs to let dog out. They've decided they're all going to nap instead. Since they have free range to get out in and out, now we're just going to nap instead. Ding dongs. All right, there we go. And we'll press that out. Thanks for the bee, Beth. Beth that just commented with the bee there, or gave a bee, that is my daughter. Go ahead and give her a follow. Actually, you can go through the list of who's here and follow everybody. Everybody needs more friends in life. Trim that one up, and then we will put our last piece on for the day. As soon as I find it. Found it. Alright, this little sliver here. Yes, Beth, how you feeling? Your lungs decided to stop working. Wait, what? I thought you were starting to feel better. Still blah? Did the medicine that the doctor prescribed to you help? Excellent. And now that it's not quite so hot out, get out and get moving. Come on over here, take the dog for a walk or something. if you're sitting around, you're not going to get that crap out of you. You need to hack it out. Get some fresh air. At least go out in the backyard and let the nut run. He went out finally and cut down the poke. Ah! Nice. Not so nice. Alright. Now I'm going to press this over. We'll trim it up and we'll put these together. That very well could be. Very well could be why he was so itchy. Alright. Liney up, liney up. If you need to feel better before we go on vacation here, we got like 10 days till we leave. So what is it that your daughter does? She is a housewife. She's got lots of critters at her house. I just way trimmed that one short. Oh well. She does crochet. She's working on getting some videos of her crocheting on there. I will get her quilting eventually. But she's just all around a good young adult. She and her husband live just a couple miles away from me. So I get to see her every now and then. Bean. He's not going to be in a good snuggle-bug, is he? Alright. So here are our blocks. Those two are going to go together. Is that right? Yeah. And then that and that. So we're going to pin these guys. We'll match up these seam lines. Match up the intersections here. Yes, she is a very good young adult. She goes over and helps her grandmother pretty frequently. She's staying away from her right now since she has cooties, and she doesn't. Yes, you are a big kid, and we don't want to share cooties with our 92-year-old grandmother, 92, 91, 90-plus-year-old grandmother. Sharing is caring unless it's cooties. Hopefully she'll be feeling better this coming week, and she can go spend some time with her. She knows the tune. She knows the tune, Gina. We raised her. We raised her right. The sarcasm gene is good in her. Oh my God, I was just proven wrong. No, it's not a diaper. It's Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Oh yeah, no, you are right. I'm a big kid now yes, that was pull-ups. That was pull-ups. My bad. You are right. You are a big kid now. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. All right. This one didn't really have anything to line up on it. Just the corners. You are right. I am wrong. I have been proven wrong again. I may know my stuff about foundation paper piecing, but apparently I don't know my tunes. All right, so I'm going to remove the paper from the seam line. This is my little trick. I'm using the back side of the seam ripper and following along that stitch line. And that's just going to give an extra little tear to the paper. And that way it'll come right off. She schooled us. She did. She did. All right. And so this just pulls off now. Now I will tell you, try to pull out instead of pulling like this, because if you pull this way, you run the risk of pulling your stitches out. The next kit of the month, it's been out there, so I'll let you know. Let me find my... Well, I would show a picture of it to you, but I got no juice. Let me see if I can get some juice in here. It's an eyeball. It's really freaking cool. Really freaking cool. If you go over on the other social medias, there are pictures of it. And they originally came out, and it's like blues and greens. But then they came out with, well, they might have it with like brown and amber for us brown-eyed girls. And then it's like, well, they may have it so that it's like available, so it's like a two-sided quilt, so that depending on which way. So we'll see. I have not seen a final product. That's why they said they're aiming for November, but there's still so many unknowns out there. I don't know if November will happen or not. I gotta get enough juice in my old phone so that it'll turn on, and then I'll show you. All right, so then, oops, other way. These are gonna go like this. I'm gonna line up the seam, obviously. I'm gonna line up this here. I'm gonna poke straight through at the intersection between this seam and the seam line here. And then I will poke through here. You see that I came through right at the seam line there. And then I'll put this pin in here. You don't want to just take this pin and turn it, because you're going to actually move where it's at. And you will not end up with a nice seam, a nice intersection. And then here I'm going to make this two. And since this is so close to the edge, this will be the last one I do here. And we've been on here for just an hour, and we are essentially done. This is a quick one. Poke through. Poke through. Pin. And then right here at the corner. And pin again. You have enough juice to turn on? And I'm just doing like one little back stitch, since this isn't getting put all together right now. Hello, Savannah. All right. Come on, turn on. I'm gonna tear these off, these papers off. And hopefully with the next block of the month, I'll be able to give you a code also. Now with these guys, I do tend to press my seams open between the blocks. Just gives us a little bit more wiggle room. Emma, there we go. Alrighty. You'll have to forgive my broken screen. Emma. There we go. Sure. There's the brown-eyed one. Stop it. Stop it. Where's the blue one? Quite a bit of conversation that goes on here. It's probably somewhere else too, where I could probably find it easier, but anyways, there's a blue-eyed version too. It's not the greatest picture of it. Oh, there we go. You can see the two versions. That may be the next block of the month. That's what's being proposed as a block of the month. It's an eyeball. A blue and green version and a brown version. Alright. Let's get these guys pulled off and we will be done. Yeah, check out the other socials for Legit, and there's all sorts of cool things that they post on there. Sneak peeks of what's coming up. Now this, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece out right here, just because it'll make it a little easier to get out of there. All right, let me press this real quick and we will be done. And there we go. There is month 6. Got some cool fabrics in there. I can't wait to see how this all comes out. But I am going to kick off of here now, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening. This whole thing took us about an hour to put this together. Corner looks pretty decent there. And I will catch you guys later. I'll probably be on at some point this weekend. I don't know when or where. I don't know what my schedule is this weekend, so that's why I wanted to do this tonight. But I will see you guys back in the studio here. Have a great one. Bye. Turn off. Turn off. There we go.